and let me welcome you to our short video series on maths. As I've shared earlier, I'll be bringing to you small and short videos which would actually help you to excel in your mathematics section of whatever exam that you're writing. So the skills that we are going to learn in these short videos would be helpful for any kind of exams. So we are going to start off something which is called reciprocal equivalence. Okay, I don't know if you have heard of this term or not, but this is hugely and largely useful in chapters like, well, let me tell you where you can use these things. In chapters like percentages, profit loss discount, also in simple interest, compound interest, or any kind of maths based question. Okay, so we'll fill up this table together. I'll tell you the shortcuts. It might seem very overwhelming right now. I have to remember from 1 by 1 to 1 by 30. What a huge task. How would I do that? But hold on, hold on. There are shortcuts for everything. And that's what I'm going to discuss here today in this session. Okay, so 1 by 1 in terms of percentages is what? 100%. Okay, let me fill it up here. Okay, what's 1 by 2? Okay, that's very simple. 50 percentage. 1 by 3, 33.33 percentage. You must be saying we know all this. Okay, let's see. Let's wait and see how the magic unfolds. 1 by 4, 25%. 1 by 5, 20%. 1 by 6. अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा ब्रेक लगना स्टार्ट होगा. ठीक है, किसी किसी को पता होगा. चलो, 1 by 6 is 16.66%. 1 by 7, ये तो हमने कभी निकाला ही नहीं, तो अब कैसे याद करें? आई एम श्योर यू माइट नॉट हैव यूज्ड दिस एनीवेयर. Okay, as I told you, I'm here to make your job easier. Okay, so how can I remember this? 7 2s are 14. 14 2s are 28. So 1 by 7 is 14.28. So 1 by 8 can be calculated by simply dividing 1 by 4 by 2. So what is half of 25%? It is 12.5 percentage. Okay, so we've reached till 1 by 8. Now I'm going to take a little break here and I'm going to talk something which is called subtraction. Now you would say reciprocal equivalent was not enough. Now I'm talking about a new term which is called subtraction. Let's understand what do I mean by subtraction. And I think subtraction would be we need to remember subtraction with 6, 7 and 8 mostly. Now what do I mean by subtraction? Okay, let's say if I'm taking 6. Okay, so I'm saying 1 by 6. This is 16.66 percentage. So subtraction of 6 would be 2 by 6, 3 by 6, 4 by 6 and 5 by 6, and I know 6 by 6 is going to be 1, which is going to be 100%. Okay, so with couple of numbers, if we know the value of subtraction, as I said earlier, or as I've mentioned earlier, our work will become easier. So 2 by 6 is what? It is nothing but 1/3, and I know the value of 1/3, 33.33 percentage. What is 3 by 6? Is half, 50 percentage. What is 4 by 6? 2 by 3. Okay, 6.66. ये सब बहुत easily याद रहेगा. Not much of a work. Now 5 by 6 is something I would say you need to put an effort to remember that. The 5 by 6 is 83.33 percentage. Now why do I need to remember this? Let's say in DI you have a calculation like this. Calculate 83.66 percentage of 960. Okay. Now if I go by conventional method, 83.33 upon 100 into 960, भैया क्वेश्चन खत्म हो जाएगा, मेरा कैलकुलेशन खत्म नहीं होगा. बट वहीं पे यदि मुझे याद है 83.33 is nothing but 5 by 6 of 960. My job has become much easier. So I need to remember these reciprocal fractions and these subfractions in both ways. Whenever I see 5 by 6, it should strike in my mind this is nothing but 83.33. Or whenever I see 83.33, I should remember that it is nothing but 5 by 6. We call it like घंटी बज जानी चाहिए दिमाग में. 83.33% देखा, ये 5 by 6 है. ठीक है? Okay. Now subtractions of 8 are a compulsorily must do thing. I'm not leaving that for your choice. With the subtractions of 8 have to be on your fingertips because they are very widely used in percentages and data interpretation of profit loss discount. Okay, so quickly we know 1 by 8 is 12.5 percentage. 2 by 8 is nothing but 1/4, so that's 25%. 3 by 8, now this is, I would say, you need to make an effort to retain. And how can I remember this? It is 2 by 8 plus 1 by 8, so this is 37.5%. 3 by 8 दिखे तो 37.5%, 37.5% दिखे तो 3 by 8. 4 by 8 is half, 50%. 5 by 8 can be derived from 4 by 8. It's gonna be 50 plus 12.5%. It would be 62.5%. 6 by 8 is nothing but 3/4, which is nothing but 75%. And my 7 by 8 is 6 by 8 plus 1 by 8. So it's gonna be 75 plus 12.5. It's 87.5%. So you should have 3 by 8 with you. You should have your 5 by 8 with you and 7 by 8. 9 and 11 have a very symbiotic relationship. Why symbiotic? How do I remember 9 and 11? I remember 9 and 11 each time by this line. I divide you, you divide me. Why? Because 1 by 9 is 11.11%, whereas 1 by 11 is 9.09%. So 11 के आंसर में हमें 9 मिल रहा है, 9 के आंसर में 11 मिल रहा है. That's why I'm saying we can remember 9 and 11 by simply by I divide you, you divide me. Okay, let's keep the story between us only. Will not involve any other number. We'll play with each. It's a match of 2 persons only. So we don't want a team. 9 says I only want 11. 11 says I only want 9. Okay, so calculating any subtraction of these two numbers is extremely easy because with 9, when I'm calculating subtractions of 9, the entire table of 11 will be reproduced, and when I'm calculating subtractions of 11, I would see nothing but the table of 9 here. So if I say 4 by 9, that's gonna be 44.44%. If I say 4 by 11, that's gonna be 36.36%. Cool? Okay. 1 by 12. 1 by 12 कहाँ से निकालें? 1 by 6 का exactly half करके. So we will have 8.33%. 1 by 13. Now this is a troublesome guy because he is going to give trouble to my head, and I will have to make sure, I will have to remember this value in some corner of my brain. What corner of your brain is your choice. Can there be a shortcut? There can be, if you're good with squares. For me, it works like, because 13 square happens to be 169, and I can also see 69 at the end. So, probably, I'm just saying that could be a trigger to remember the value of 1 by 13. Where do I get 1 by 14 from? From 1 by 7. I'll simply divide it by 2. 14.28 divided by 2 is 7.14. 1 by 15. Let me divide 1 by 5 by 3. 20 divided by 3 is 6.66. 1 by 16. 1 by 8 का आधा 6.25. 1 by 17. The other naughty kid who would want me to make sure that I'm keeping its value in some corner of my brain, and it is 5.89. And what is 17 ka square? 289. So 8989. Does that ring a bell? It's up to you. 1 by 18. 1 by 9 ka adha. So it's 5.55%. Now 1 by 19, 20 and 21. Now 1 by 20 is going to be exactly 5%. 1 by 19 and 1 by 20. 1. They're competing with each other. जैसे कि जितना तुम्हारे पास है उतना ही हमारे पास होना चाहिए. ठीक है. पर होता क्या है कि 1 by 19 is 0.25 more than 1 by 20, and 1 by 21 is 0.25 lesser than 1 by 20. So here my answer is 5.25%. Here my answer is 4.75%. We do have one more pair coming up which behaves like this. We'll have a look at that in a while. So 5.25%. This is exactly 5%. This is 4.75%. 1 by 22. Half of 1 by 11, which is 9.09. Half 4.54. Okay. 1 by 23 ke liye, let's wait a little bit. I'll come back to that. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave it behind. This guy is not going to feel neglected. I'll come back to him. 24, 25, 26. Again, they are going to behave in the same manner in which 19, 20 and 21 have behaved, but with a slight value change. So 1 by 25 is exactly 4%. This fellow is 0.15 more than 4%, and this particular fellow is 0.15 lesser than this. So this value comes out to be 4.15%, and this man here is 3.85%. So let's put the values here. 4.15%. This is 4%. This is 3.85%. 27. Remember that with 37. The way 9 and 11 have a I divide you divide me relationship, same way 27 and 37 have a I divide you divide me relationship. 1 by 27 is boys and girls 3.7%, and 1 by 37 is going to be 2.7%. Okay. 1 by 28, half of 1 by 14, 3.57. 1 by 29, just coming back to that, 1 by 30 is 3.33%. Now, whom we have left in between is 23 and 29. One thing about 23 and 29 is that they are using the same digits, that is 3, 4, 5. Okay, the 1 by 23 has to be 4 point something, because 22 is starting from 4, 24 is starting from 4. So 1 by 23 has to be 4 point. It cannot be 4.53 because it would be too close to 4.54. It has to be 4.35. And similarly, 1 by 29 has to be 3 point something. Two options, 3.45, 3.54. 54 would happen too close to 57. So that's why it's going to be 3.45%. Now this is a complete list of reciprocal equivalents from 1 by 1 to 1 by 30. And let's see how work becomes easier if I know reciprocal equivalence. I've taken one specific example because I've seen a student solving that particular question using an extremely lengthy method where it could have been done, if I know these reciprocal equivalence, my answer could have been derived in probably a minute or 30 seconds or something like that. So let's have a look at the question first. Okay, so here is the question. So what's happening here is that there's a girl Reshma. She is selling this article to Rekha at 37.5% profit. Rekha is selling it to Madhu at 1 by 11% profit. These are both profits. Madhu is selling it to Meetu at 25% loss. And finally, Meetu is paying 342 rupees to buy this article. Okay, and we need to find out what was the cost price of the article to Reshma. Now, this is the question of profit loss discount, and I've been using only one formula for the entire chapter, which is SP is equals to CP 1 plus P by 100. It becomes 1 minus L by 100 in case of a loss. So if the price of article to Reshma is A, price to Rekha would be 1 plus 37.5 by 100 into A. Now 37.5%, as I said, reciprocal equivalence. 37.5% is 3 by 8. 9 1 by 11 is actually what? Is actually 1 by 11 is 9.09%, or in terms of fraction it is nothing but 1 by 11. 25% loss. So 25% loss would mean that it's being bought at 3/4 of the price. So I'll change this question as, if the cost price to Reshma is A, cost price to Rekha would be A into 1 plus 3 by 8. This 3 by 8 is for 37.5% profit. Then this becomes the cost price for Rekha. Rekha is selling it to Madhu. So the cost price to Madhu would be, further what is added? 1 plus 1 by 11. Then Madhu is selling this article to Meetu at a loss of 25%. So the fraction that comes into the picture, 1 minus 1 by 4. And finally, this is being sold to Meetu at 342. Let's see a calculation becomes, how it becomes easier. So what do I get? I get 1 plus 3 by 8 is 11 by 8. Then I have 12 by 11. Then I have 3 by 4. And this is equals to 342. And I'm supposed to find out what is A. So my 11 and 11 is cancelled here. This is 2, this is 3. So A comes out to be 342 into 2 into 4 by 3 into 3, and which comes out to be 304. Whereas if I'm solving by the conventional method, if I don't know the reciprocal equivalence, I have seen one page long solution to the same question. That is how reciprocal equivalents are going to make our work easier. Okay, deliberately there's a 37.5% here, there's a 25% here, there's 9 by 11% profit here. So the smart work is to convert these percentages into the fractional equivalence. Okay, I hope now the fractional or the reciprocal equivalents are clear to you. Okay, so do let me know about how you like this video, and just share your feedback with me. My Telegram ID is Priyanka5980. That's where you can find me at Telegram. So bye bye. Take care.